Hey all you cool cats and kittens. Today I am going to be teaching you guys how to make a D&D first level character in 5th edition. Dungeons and Dragons, obviously. I don't have much time, so I kind of got to get going. So to get right into it, we're going to roll our ability scores. So you can do this kind of two ways. My DM and I, we enjoy rolling 3d6, and then you take that number of dice. Right here I got a 10. And I've already rolled some stats, so we'll just finish off with a 10 there. Or you can also point by, which is another system. A lot of DMs like it. Adventures League enjoys it, which is a whole sect of Dungeons and Dragons players. And I definitely think if you want to play, go online and look at both options. So next we're going to go into our race. So every person ever has a race. And there's a lot of races in D&D, but we're going to go with a base human. Not a variant, just a base human. Okay. Right now, we have our ability scores here. So I have a 13, a 14, an 8, a 12, a 15, and a 10. Okay. So the cool thing about a human is they get to add 1 to each of their ability modifiers. And right now I'm making a fighter, so I'm going to make a dex-based fighter because I like making dex-based characters. So we have a 16 here, and according to human ability score mod, we add 1 to each ability. So here's a 15. Cross that out, we turn that into a 16, and we put that into dex. Now that is going to turn into a +3, I believe. I'm using pen just so you guys can see, but you never want to use pen because characters are ever changing. And then we'll put that 13, turn that into a 14, and we can put that in con. You know, kind of bulk up our fighter here. Being strong is definitely necessary, but so is being strong-witted. So I always like to have a high wisdom-based character. So we're gonna put that 15 there. That'll be a +2, and that way, when you get this perception skill, it makes it a lot easier to see things that most characters wouldn't see. Here we're gonna go a high. Probably we'll put this 10 here. Put this 10 here in strength, because we're already pretty dexterous, so we don't need to be that buff per se. And then charisma doesn't really matter for a fighter. I mean, some people make charisma fighters. It's a cool build, I guess. And then here we will put this 12 in intelligence, and that is kind of our stats. I'll go more into that in a little bit. Sorry, I had to take a quick break there to gather myself, but we're using the Player's Handbook, D&D 5th edition. And I'm going to be teaching you how to make a level 1 fighter now. So here, we're going to go directly into the class. Don't have much time. So they have a D10 for health. So a D10 is this die. But at first level, they get max health. So it's going to be 10 plus their con, which would give them a 12 health. All right. They have a 30 walking speed. And then a +3 to their initiative because they have a 16 dex. We're going to give them studded leather armor, which is a studded leather, which is a 12 AC plus their dex, so that makes that a 15. Their prof bonus at level 1 is a +2 here. They wouldn't have inspiration because they haven't really played yet. Our guy's name's Rex here. Fighter 1, that's our class and our level. We're not going to focus on background right now because we don't have much time, but I can make a separate video on that, I guess. Alignment, we're going to go chaotic good because he's a soldier. Let's keep going here. We got to pick some skills. So you can choose 4 skills here as a fighter. He's going to take athletics, intimidation, perception, and survival. So each of these skills kind of work in a weird way because you add this modifier plus your prof up here if you have this skill. So that would make intimidation right now a +3. What were the other skills he was going to take? Insight. Let's go just persuasion and stealth works, whatever. So that's how skills work. And then we have this thing called saving throws. So saving throws are kind of how you resist spells as a person. You try to dodge spells using your saving throws. Strength and con is the fighters. So how this happens is you have the con saving throws, you're going to add your prof, which is a +2, plus your +2 con modifier here, and that would give you a +4 to con save. So say I rolled a d20, I got a crit there, which is kind of crazy. But I would add 4 to that, getting a 24 on that save. And you get weapons, so this guy will dual wield short swords, and he's going to take 2 weapon fighting, because they have a fighting style, so 2 weapon. And then he'll use short sword, so he's going to have his dexterity, because it's a dex-based weapon, plus his prof bonus, which makes that a +5. There's a d6, and then you add the +3 to your damage mod. So he's going to roll 2d6 to hit, and he adds +5, so boom. That is a 24 and a 15. If they had a 15 AC, 1 miss, 1 hit, and then he's going to roll his d6, because 1 hit, giving it 4 plus 3 damage, which equals 7 damage, and that is how you create a character in D&D. Quick version. Light.